Right. Okay. So we learn lot of things about the single phase transformer. The most of those principles apply to this also. Okay. So the everything, that means the efficiency equations, so regulation equations, and the equivalent circuit parameters and equivalent circuit analysis, all those are same for the three phase transformer as well. The only difference here is you have to consider, if you are given a three phase transformer, you have to first convert it to a single phase model. So then only you can work those problems. Okay. So therefore, we don't have to learn much about three phase transformers, because we already know the most of the concept related to this. Okay. So if you consider about the construction as well, the we earlier we discussed these parts as well. Okay. So basically there are two types of constructions available for three phase transformer. One is the construction of three phase transformer by combining three single phase transformers. Basically, for that kind of transformer, what we have is we taking a three phase transformer, the three single phase transformers. So then either we can connect according to the configuration, either in star formation or delta formation, in a such a way that the complete package act as a three phase transformer. Okay. So therefore it is very straightforward. Just the combination of three transformers into uh, they are connected in a three phase winding manner. That is the only difference of the construction of three phase transformers. Okay. So such kind of transformers are preferred in situations where the the the, this kind of single phase transformers are not bulky. Okay. So not bulky, therefore you can transport, or you can transport them easily. Okay. So once you transport them, you can assemble them. Okay. So typically the second construction, that is the all three windings are wound on a single core method. Okay. So which is the more compact construction method. However, when you built into three phases, so it will be bulkier than a single phase transformer. So therefore the that kind of bulky transformers transportation is difficult. Therefore, in such scenarios, the first method is preferred. However, in other scenarios, so the best method would be the wound them in a wound all three windings in a single core rather than having three single phase transform. Okay. So as we discussed in the single phase transform also, there was two types. Okay. So if you are wound in a single core, so there are two ways, which is one is core type construction and cell type construction. Okay. So all the things we have discussed there is applied here also. So right, you can see here also this is the core type transform and this is shell type transform. Okay. We discussed there are pros and cons in the previous lectures. So the same thing applied here. Okay. So if you draw it in a diagram manner, so this is the core type of transform. Okay. So the primary and secondary are wound on the same limb. Okay. So if you can recall, so what we do was we have a limb, we wound the low voltage winding first. So then we need to have some insulation layer. So then the HV layer is wound around that in a core type transformer. So if you consider the shell type transformer, so we may have several if you consider a single limb, we can have several pancake type windings, okay, or cylindrical pancake type windings with several steps, okay, the several layers of winding. That means you sandwiching HV layers within LV layers, okay. So likewise, so if you recall here for three-phase transformer also the same things apply here. There's not much of difference, therefore I am not going to discuss in detail here. So but when you ask, you should be able to repeat whatever the things about shell type and core type construction, okay. The main things remain same, okay. Here also you can understand that for core type we have only when you consider single coil, you have only a single magnetic path like this, okay. So whereas in shell type, for each coil it has two magnetic circuits, okay, this one and this one for this link, okay. So both are affected to this coil A. Therefore we have two magnetic paths. So with that, so let's move on to the configurations, okay. So these are, even though topic is missing, these are the connections, okay. So typically if you consider about the three-phase windings, you can either connect in a star formation, okay. So you know star formation, okay, three windings you common at one point and other three are the terminals, okay. So if you connected three coils in this manner, we call it star connection, okay. The delta connection is the like this, no, like in triangular formation, and the these edges are the terminals, okay. This is delta formation, this is Y formation or star formation, okay. So therefore which means for single set of three phase windings we have two configurations, okay. For the transformer we have two windings, no, two separate windings, primary and secondary, okay. So therefore for each we can have either delta or either star, which means we have four configurations available to connect our three-phase transformer, okay. So first one is star-star connection, so that means both windings are connected like this. So in such if that is the case, we call it star-star connection. So then we have star delta connection, so or Y delta connection, or delta star connection, and we have finally delta delta connection, okay. So these are the four configurations usually available. Apart from that, we have, depending on the phase difference also, we can change it, okay. So that is in the some about the vector groups of the transformer. We can classify the three-phase transformer as vector groups as well, but we can look at them later. First let's look at these basic configuration first, okay. So here first one is the star-star connection, okay. So it is very straightforward as it seems. So okay, so it is, you are very familiar with this also. This is the primary winding and secondary winding, okay. So here also this number of turns, even though it says the NP1 NP2, the primary windings for each the coil should be same, okay. Therefore NP1 should be equal to NP1, NP2, NP1, NP3 usually same, okay. So if there is a unbalance, unless there is an unbalance, they should be same. So for secondary also same. So you can understand that if you taking the voltage between these 2 points, that is line to line voltage VLL. So then this is the neutral point. Usually if the our load and our supply is balanced, so then the voltage balances, and hence this is the phase voltage. Okay, so this is the phase voltage. So the phase voltage related to the line voltage by VLL divided by root 3, provided that the our loading and the source is fully balanced. Okay, so we are typically we assume that it is the case, but it is not. The system can be slightly unbalanced, but we can assume that they are balanced most of the time. Okay, so therefore if the turns ratio is A, okay, that means transformer ratio is A, so it is defined as the ratio between the secondary turns divided by primary turns. Okay, so then if you are given like this 33 kV 11 kV for 3 phase, unlike in single phase, these indicate the line voltages, okay, not the phase voltages. Therefore, so when you are given information about transformer, you should be careful when if it is a 3 phase transformer. Okay, so if it is star star, it is fine. Otherwise, there can be problem. Okay, so now if I get the line to line voltage, okay, the secondary line to line voltage divided by this should be primary. Okay, so the primary, so then V phase primary divided by V phase primary. Okay, so I told you V phase is for line voltage it is divided by root 3. Therefore I can write line quantities using phase quantities by multiplying by Vp. Okay, therefore secondary root 3 times V phase voltage secondary, root 3 times V phase voltage primary. Okay, these are cancelled. Therefore this should be directly equal to this. Okay, that means the line to line voltage ratios between primary and secondary is same as the turns ratio. Okay, so phase voltages ratio also same. Okay, so that is what you have to remember. What you don't have to remember, you can understand it. Okay, so when you taking the voltage ratio, you should be taking the line to line ratio, and you should be careful what is the about the relationship between the turns ratio and the voltage ratio. Okay, sometimes if it is a y delta or delta y, depending on that, this can be changed. Okay, so that let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now you have to identify the important factors. Okay, there's some mistake again. Okay, this is the not the star delta, star star. Okay, that is what we are focusing here now. So star star connection. Okay, so this is very economical connection compared with the other connection. Why? What is the reason for this being the most economical one? Because if you consider single coil, voltage across the single coil is minimal. No? That means VLL divided by root 3. Okay, therefore star connection, the voltage appear across the single coil is the minimal, at its minimal. Okay, so therefore the requirement satisfied by the insulation material is less, and hence the construction is much more cheaper. Okay, so hence economical. Okay, so there are some important things you have to understand about star-star connection. So as long as our supply and load remain balanced, this connection provide the better performance. Okay, so this connection is good as long as the our input voltage and the output load is properly balanced. Okay, otherwise what happen is if they are balanced, you can understand that the neutral point voltage remains zero regardless of the line to line no phase voltage. Okay, so on the other hand, if you are connecting some neutral wire also, there will be no current flow in the neutral wire also. Okay, so therefore under balanced condition this is good. Okay, however, if the these conditions become unbalanced, so then this point voltage, suppose this is S point voltage become floating. That means that goes to depend on these voltages V1, suppose V1, V2, V3. So then the voltage of this point is depend on these other voltages. Okay, so therefore, so if they are vary with the time, so this voltage also vary, and hence it is not very balanced. Okay, so it can be become unpredictable. So under unbalanced condition, this star-star connection work very poorly. Okay, the another thing you have to understand here is if you are so as I told you, this voltage the floating happens if this point is not grounded. Okay, if this is properly grounding it, you can avoid that. So the another problem associated with this star-star connection is the third harmonic component. Okay, so you can understand that the third harmonic component is always exists in a transformer. Okay, so it is unavoidable. So what we can do is minimize. So whenever the third harmonic presence is high, so then with the no grounded connection, that means if this common point is not grounded properly, so then there is no place to this third harmonic current and voltages to flow. Okay, therefore what happened is, so we expected to have very good sinusoidal EMF variation in the transformer. However, due to this third harmonic component, and since there is no place to go, what happened is this third harmonic component affect the voltage waveform of the transformer. Okay, so it become non-sinusoidal and become highly distorted. Okay, so therefore that is the main two drawbacks which the star-star connection have. Okay, so this can be avoided by the using a we can solidly ground the neutral point or the common point, or in some transformers they employed a tertiary delta winding. Okay, rather than having a secondary, we have a third winding which is called a tertiary, so which is connected as a delta. So in a delta connection we have some place the third harmonic component is trapped. Okay, so therefore once you have this kind of delta winding, the effect is neutralized. Okay, so therefore star-star connection has a lot of drawbacks. Okay, so now let's move on to the next part, which is star delta connection. Okay, so now you can see star delta connection is like this. Okay, so this is the star connection, this is the delta connection. Okay, so now again you have to consider about the turns ratio. Okay, the turns ratio is as earlier the secondary turns divided by this turns. So then if you calculate the voltage ratio now, VLS divided by VLP. Okay, VLP So now our primary is in star connection. Okay, so then if you consider about the line value, it is the VLL divided by root 3. Okay, therefore line voltage, to obtain a line voltage you have to multiply the phase by root 3, right? So then if you consider about secondary, so now the all voltage, that means line to line voltage, appear across the whole coil, and hence the phase voltage become equal to line voltage. Okay, therefore that is secondary. The secondary voltage as same as the primary, uh, as same as the line voltage, whereas for primary it is root 3 times the primary voltage. So therefore, so right, for if now these are the voltages ratios are should be getted for phase values. Okay, therefore V5S divided by V5P is equal to turns ratio of the transformer. Okay, so therefore A divided by root 3. So then when you considering the when you calculate the A, you have to obtain this and multiply by root 3. Okay, so likewise you have to be very careful when you calculating the these turns ratios. Okay, regard to the with regard to the star delta or other formations. Okay, so you have to be careful. What you have to select is the primary turns ratios. Okay, that means if you are getting a turns ratio here, as a turns ratio, what you have to get is the V5S divided by V5P. Okay, so it should be equal to NS divided by NP. Therefore, if you when you calculating the line to line ratio, normally this value is the given, no? So the primary values are not given, line to line values are given. So and so when you calculate turns ratio in terms of line voltages, you have to use this kind of equations. So now let's look at about the star delta connection. Okay, so this is not as cheap as the star connection, because in a delta connection the voltage appear across a single coil is root 3 times higher than the star connection. Therefore you need to have a high quality insulation materials to avoid any breakdown and damages or short circuit condition. Okay, so therefore the for high quality insulation materials is costly, hence it is not as economical as star connection. However, the most of the issues in the star connection, that means the third harmonic problem and the unbalanced problem, are both properly managed in this kind of connection, because even the input side is heavily unbalanced. So this delta winding is capable of since it shared the it is between voltages, that means line phase A voltage minus phase B voltage, like line to line voltage is appear across the coil. So this unbalanced conditions is properly divided among all three windings, and hence the final outcome will be much more balanced system than the input side, that means primary side, the star side. So therefore this kind of star delta transformer can address the issue of the unbalancing. So then the next problem is a third harmonic problem. Okay, so in a third harmonic problem also, so if you consider delta winding, okay, so delta winding, so the voltages, third harmonic voltages applied here, no? So therefore the circulating current can be passing through all windings. Okay, so the current is circulating all the time and it will not go to the load. Okay, not flow to the load side. Therefore the third harmonic is trapped inside the delta winding, and hence that problem also not a big issue. Okay, so therefore compared with the star-star connection, this is much better, right? So then next one is the delta star connection. Again here it is now the other way around. Okay, the here is the line voltage is same, that means primary voltage is as same as line voltage, whereas for secondary it is star, therefore the base voltage is you have to divide the line to line voltage by √3. Yeah, therefore √3 times base voltage is the line to line voltage. Okay, therefore the turn ratio between the line to line quantities is √3 times the transformer ratio, right? So here also the same thing again. So now from the input there cannot be any third harmonic component is there. Okay, so again if there is third harmonic component coming from here, it is going to circulate in this winding and it doesn't flow to this star winding. Okay, therefore in here also because of this delta winding, this third harmonic problem is removed, and again unbalance is also removed, and so we there's nothing we can talk much about this, because it is very good. It is very good and it doesn't have any drawbacks like star-star connection. Okay, so there's a one small problem which is there is phase shift. Okay, there is phase shift between primary and secondary. Okay, that is the only issue associated with the delta star connection. For star delta connection also okay, we haven't talked about that. Here also the same problem there. Okay, for star delta connection the main problem is the phase shift issue. Okay, there is a 30 degrees angle phase shift either in a lagging direction or leading direction. Okay, so we are going to talk about them in the vector groups part. We will do that in next week. So until then you can understand that there is a phase shift, that is we see it as a small issue. Okay, so then if you consider delta condition, we can't there cannot be very high unbalances. Again it is properly balanced by this connection itself. So on the other hand the three phase, since both windings are delta, so in either way the third harmonic component are addressed properly. Okay, so there's no issue about third harmonic in delta connection also, and whatever the third harmonic component here is not flow into the here as well. Okay, so therefore not big problem. The only one drawback could be the cost of this. Okay, so since the total voltage appear across the both coils are full voltages, so that means the line to line voltage, so you have to have very strong and very good insulation material to cover up those coils. Okay, you insulate those coils from the core and the winding itself. So the requirement of such good insulation is the only problem. Otherwise there is no phase shift here also, therefore this is much better. Okay, so with that part we let's conclude this. Okay, we will do the next remaining part next week. Okay.